Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the After Action Report. We are very happy to have you with us. We're hoping that we get the rest of our crew with us. We're kind of run a little bit short tonight, although I do know that Ruben will not be with us this evening. But Uh, as far as what's going on here, wow, it looks like my image has froze on this, so sorry about that. It won't be that way when we get into the full Discord window, so you know what, let's just go ahead and do that, although it's going to look a bit awkward because right now we just have myself and Garrett. Hey, how you doing, Garrett? Hold on a sec. Let's try that again. No, that's not. I'm not getting you here. Just a second.
Okay. Stand by. Uh-oh. Joel says the mic still is muted at the beginning of the stream.
I'm just having all sorts of issues with this new computer here. I don't know why it's not giving me the Discord audio like it normally does here. Let's see. Go ahead and try to say something there.
I'm saying something. I heard myself in the background.
Yeah, you're going to get feedback on here. I'm trying to tone that down because, man, ever since I got this new computer, things have just been bad as far as audio is concerned. I am really going to have to look at that. Say something again.
Okay, I'm still saying something. Testing. What
Okay, we've got you on audio, and I can barely hear you. I can listen to you, so we'll get there. Now the image is messed up though because it's just the two of us, and that's so many things.
Joel says it's working right now. Joel's is still working. And I'm talking. Testing.
Okay, this is just going to be strangeness tonight.
Yeah. Joel says it's working okay right now.
Yeah, no, the audio is fine. I'm more concerned. I can barely hear you on my speakers, but that's because I've got you turned down so low so that we're not getting feedback on my end here. So,
Gotcha.
Hopefully, you're not getting any kind of reverb. If you are, Joel, please let us know.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Okay, awesome.
As long as you can hear me a little bit.
Yeah, I have to really listen, but that's okay. This is going to look the image looks weird because again, it's just the two of us, and the way Discord stacks things, I really wonder where Nick is.
He said he's going to need a minute.
Okay.
He's coming.
Yeah, once we have him. Well, anyway, first off, I want to thank you guys for sticking with us for this transition to Malediction. Again, we don't stop playing games, but on the other hand, if we don't have anything new to talk about, then we really need to move on to something that we can talk about, because that's the whole point of a podcast, right?
Yeah, you can buy this game right now. You can go to malediction.gg and buy it.
And I have to be honest, I've really, really enjoyed the experience so far. I'm getting a little bit more into the whole deck building. I think there's a bit more to constructing your team than there is in Leviathan, so I'm kind of enjoying that a great deal. Um,
Yeah, a little
this
bit.
coming from
Yeah.
somebody who used to play Magic and used to play HeroClix, I like having pieces that you fit together.
There's like a million puzzles you can put together
Yeah,
instead of like seven for all seven factions.
yeah. I've got two seekers that I'm really looking at right now, but we'll get to that as we get into our discussion of the seekers. Just to let everybody know, there are 10 seekers that you can build your decks around, and I will let you know that your seeker is kind of like, if you play Commander in Magic, that's the best comparison that you can have.
Yeah, exactly. It's just and in Malediction, you get the Seeker and the Seeker gets a legacy, which we'll talk about, which works so like just I don't play Magic, so I don't know. I need Nick back here, but the essentially your Seeker is a card you play and it has a miniature on the board, but the legacy is in effect for your entire deck the entire time, and it doesn't go away. So even if your Seeker is not on the board or in your hand or whatever, it's still part of how the war band plays. Is what they're called. You put together a war band. Is the malediction correct term? Yeah. Well, we just get started. Chris, which Seeker do you want to go with here? I'm pulling up my
Well,
collection of
let's see.
cards
I've
here.
got on the top of my list here um, what is my favorite right now, anyway. I have Sigrith. Let me get
All right,
these
that's perfect. That's
called
like
up
the
here.
best
And
uh getting started.
yeah, Sigrith also has with her Andravion, I think is the Andravon.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are up on the screen right now, and
So Sigrith is our I call it gold. Some people call it white. Um card
the Magic players will call it
color.
white.
Yeah. But they're pretty gold here. But it's the Order of the Shattered Throne. She's the as far as like today, like the only mono Order of the Shattered Throne seeker, so she can only use other Order of the Shattered Throne's cards. Which is totally fine because she has a fat stack of cards that pair with her perfectly out of the gate. But she's one of the first seekers, so of course I think that makes sense. I'm trying to keep my keyboard
This is a
quiet.
really, really good defensive seeker.
Yes. Uh, Now we already did our episode where we talked about how the cards work, so that's good. So when we say things here, this is gonna make a lot of sense. Um, Attributes. She's a seeker and a human. So that's her like top things at the top there. So that means like cards like Spirit or Fallen and stuff doesn't apply to her. Um, and then she's got some crazy good stats. 5 accuracy, and that's the number. Of course, you add your D20 and you roll it. That's super good when you're hitting. 5/3. So even on a graze, she does 3 immediate damage. That's really good. Obviously, she's a melee character, so 0 range unless you add like a relic or like a bow to her. Um, she's pretty slow. Well, that's slow. She's average. She's speed 5, so on a double move, she can move 10 inches across the board. And then she has resistance 15, defense 15. That's high. That's pretty high. It's hard to score a hit on her. And she's got the normal 18 wounds you see on a lot of seekers. And then she has a incredibly sweet ability. When paired with her stuff, she's got Smite. And so we talked about in the last thing, you get action points. You can move for an action point, attack for an action point. She can spend both action points to Smite. So then she gets +2 more accuracy on top of her 5. So now even if you roll like a 9, you're getting like a 16. And then it deals 5 extra damage. So if she hits you with Smite, and uh, with no other stacking bonuses, it's 10 damage. That'll one shot a lot of units in this game
Especially
immediately.
undead.
Yeah, against skeletons and stuff. And then she's got another sweet ability. Heal 3 for only 1 action point. Uh, and she has to be within an inch because it's nearby, but still, uh, that is really good. And she can heal herself, I believe.
And
So
let's be
it's
honest,
not
that
another
inch
ally;
is
it's
not really all that big of a drawback for her, considering the way that you want to run her. She's going to be nearby your other units.
right, right. So that's and the fact she can heal herself is great. So like you stack Sigrith with like a couple Valkyria's priests in the same bubble of control. So they're healing her on their turn. She's healing herself in her turn. Uh, and then put like I think it's like a True Stone Exemplar. I think one of it. I think that's to get it. That could soak damage up, and so you'll hit her, and then another unit takes the damage instead of her, and so and then she heals that unit on her turn. Or the Valkyrie's priest heals. It's just so hard to like just
Yeah.
get damage on her to sticks. And then she gets a third ability, or a Fortitude 1. So other units that are within 6 inches, they get another +1 to their uh, defense or resistance or whatever. So she's really good. And then her legacy is also good. I was trying to bring that up so I actually read it correctly. Let me mute my keyboard. Stand by.
Yeah, sorry, my image is a little bit too small to read right now.
Okay, here we go. Uh, so it's called Andravon. Andravon depends how you want to say it. It's a shield. It's a shield. It contains like the soul of an everlasting, which is how almost all these legacies work. Essentially, it's this magical thing from the throne room that was in the city at the center of what is the malediction before it fell. So it's like this thing that is like 1,000+ years old, and it's a shield. So, anyways, so the legacies in malediction, we said this last time, but the high Nick, but they determine how much echo you start with, and all the mono faction seekers start with 25 echo as of now. So this tells you start with 25 echo, and then it's okay. So there's two abilities on it. There is Andravon's protection. This is the good one. So whenever a source would deal damage to an ally you own, you may discard a card to prevent up to 3 damage from that source. So this is great to just chuck trash cards in your hand and just not get damage. But then it's got divine retribution. Whenever you fully prevent the damage that would be dealt by an enemy attack against an ally you own, that ally may perform an attack against that enemy. So if you hit somebody in Sigrith's deck and you score like 2 or 3 damage off a graze or something, toss a card out, or use one of those sweet spells, like Rite of Healing. I don't know. It's something. I can't remember the name of the shield. I can't. I'm so terrible with these card
No,
names.
I don't
Uh,
remember, and I play the deck, and I don't remember.
yeah. Listen, there's a spell that prevents damage essentially. So, anyways,
There are a couple
so either
actually.
you could use Andravon's protection or one of those spell cards, and then you hit them back the full attack. It's great, and it works, and it's a legacy, so it works across your entire deck. So, like any unit that prevents damage gets to take advantage of divine retribution. And I really like this legacy because it's so easy, man. Like it applies in every attack. There's not like a bunch of hoops you got to go through to make it work, or like range or any of that stuff. It's just like, hey, I got attacked. Can I discard a card? Yes or no. Did I prevent damage? Yes or no. And then you get to attack back. Um, yeah, but the best part is building a deck for Sigrith is also pretty easy because of the cards available. I don't know how far down the rabbit hole we're trying to go here with
I
these
don't think
seekers.
we should
Probably
go into
not.
deck construction at
Okay.
this point. We may actually do a deeper dive as we go along, but for now, I think just touching on the basics here, there are definitely plenty of tools in the toolbox for Sigrith and Andravon to do their thing. And if you watch the 2v2 game, you got to see some of that with the way that that I ran. In fact, actually, actually, I don't think our game was on stream, Garrett, when it was just me and you.
I don't think so.
No.
But I did get to get Nick with it, which was pretty fun. Oh no, we lost Nick.
Yeah, we lost Nick again. Ah.
I don't think his audio was working. It's coming back. He's reconnecting.
We
Jerry,
may or may
Jerry
not
and
have a Nick.
Is he coming?
But anyway, that pretty much covers the basics on Sigrid there. So next up, we
Your
will
audio's
go
not
ahead
working.
and look at Laundriel.
Laundriel. All right, this is a jump.
Laundriel and the Ark of Lamentation.
Oh, geez, hold on. It's, Nick, what's that website? The nice website. Yeah, there's no audio. There's no audio, Nick. There's no audio. Oh man, look,
Nick is broken.
Hope everybody enjoys my really annoying.
We got some audio.
He's back, everybody.
It didn't want to recognize my microphone for some reason.
He is.
Hey, yeah, sorry I'm late.
For the same reason that it doesn't want to recognize my headphones. So yeah.
Yeah. My aging technology works over here.
Yeah, what you're talking about is a Malediction stats.app.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. That's what came up.
No way. There's no way.
No, I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember being called that.
But if you're wondering why I'm doing these in the order that I'm doing them in, we're actually doing them in alphabetical order of the legacies and not the seekers, because I was putting together my list trying to match up the seekers to the legacies. So that's just how it worked out, guys.
We'll get through all
Herald
of them.
Helper is the site that you may be looking for.
Yeah, which one are we looking for? Oh, the
and
reference.
now we're not getting Garrett
Helper,
audio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because I'm muted.
Well, that would do it.
That's what that
Yeah.
Harold Helper. I typed it in like 30 times. This computer's gaslight.
All right.
You need to type in Malediction.
Well,
listen.
We've got Laundriel Spell Warden.
Yes.
Has an attack value of 4. On a hit, we'll do 5 damage. On a graze, we'll do 3. So that's pretty solid damage values there. Range of 8, so actually has some range to her. 6 movement, which is a bit better than Sigrid. Not as good defense with 14 defense and a little bit less health with 16 health. First ability is Spell Immunity. Whenever a spell would affect this unit, it may ignore that spell. So that keeps direct damage from smacking your...
Yep.
And actually, does that actually prevent area of effect spells as well?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Spell.
Yeah, any spell effect, you can just say, no, I ignore it.
Okay.
Honestly, I think we might need to start playing Laundriel against Nick.
Yeah. Well, I mean... She's protected against Ignore or whatever his name is, which irritated me to no end. And then also has the ability Riposte. Whenever a graze is scored against this unit, it may retaliate after the damage resolves.
Yeah, Riposte? It's Riposte, right?
Riposte.
Riposte, okay. Yeah, which is great. So Laundriel's a tank.
Yep.
You don't put her in melee range. You don't need to. You keep her back, put like units and terrain around her. And then she just hits you at 8 inches. Give her a legacy like Veil Piercer or something. Increase the range even more. And like, even if they do get next to you, like she's got Riposte, which is that, man, that stacks fast.
Well, and Riposte can be used at range too.
Yeah,
it's not just melee. So she has that range. So anything that hits her that doesn't do a hit, you just.
Well, I mean, given that she's also part of Order, she can she can actually get in some of those defensive units that gives shield wall, boost up her defense, and I don't care if you do get in close, you're going to graze me, and I'm going to smack you back hard.
Yeah, and she can take advantage of Valkyria's priests, and have the what's the spell? Valkyria's war. It's
Which one?
the conclave spells that stop you from using your spells.
Oh, like counter
What is that
spells?
called? Yeah, that's
Neutralizing
what we're
ward.
calling them. They got names. I can't remember.
Yeah, neutralizing ward and runeful ward.
Yeah, I listen. This is pretty. I haven't played her yet, and I think I want to. I think this is the next feature I'm going to play because I haven't taken advantage of these things.
Yeah, there's a couple. You also have Conclave has access to is it Brewing Fortune? I think, which lets you do plus or minus 3 on an attack. And so if you have somebody who just hits you, you can just go and I turn that into a graze.
And then riposte.
Yeah.
And hit him for 5 damage.
Yes.
Oh, and then you were talking about, canceling spells and everything. Hold on a second. There was
talking about her
retaliation legacy is melee only.
Oh, is that a FAQ? Or can you not riposte range?
That's coming from the chat from
is that here? It's Alan. Yeah, it's
Alan. Get out of here, Alan.
Don't
correct me.
But anyway, you were talking about how, canceling spell effects and everything. Well, that plays into the legacy, the Arc of Lamentation. So warding insight, whenever a spell you play prevents, cancels, or redirects an effect, look at the top card of your deck, place it on the top or bottom of your deck. Whenever you look at one or more cards from the top of your deck, you may reveal one of them. If it is a spell, draw that card. Otherwise, place it on top of your deck and gain 2 echo. So you can have a nice power generator here for your spells.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you go ahead, Garrett.
No, you go.
Yeah, so there's definitely a couple of cards that, Londrel comes packaged with Rewrite Destiny, I believe, is the spell as you look at the top 2 cards of your deck. And I think you look at the top 2 and put one back. Somebody might be able to, let me see. Look top 2 cards of your deck. You may place any number on the bottom of your deck, place the rest of them back on top in any order, which, of course, then immediately triggers the legacy, which lets you draw one if it's a spell. The arc is so, I don't want to say easy to pull off because sometimes you do get in ruts where you really can't get it to trigger, but you can really build around her legacy. Order and Conclave have so many cards that prevent, cancel, and redirect.
Yeah, this is very much a control character in my mind.
Well, she can also just kill you. Aggressive.
Yeah,
you get as aggressive as Thundersteps.
You compare her with some of the heavy hitting Order and Conclave cards because you have like Gateway Guardian, which is just a beast of a protecting unit, and so you have. Honestly, I think Gateway Guardian is probably better than any of the protecting Order cards. Herald of Salvation is different, but Gateway Guardian is so good at tanking like an entire army. You can sit behind that and use Order cards to heal, prevent, and have Londrel blasting from behind. Londrel, I think, is... I don't know if she's underrated. I think people rate her very highly, but I feel like people don't talk about her the same way we hear people talk about other Seekers as far as like being really good and really solid.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. I'm going to stack it up to the games. I think the game's still pretty new, so...
I feel like her play style is probably a little bit more complicated than some of the other ones. I know the effects seem simple, but really getting the deck together to make it work, I think, might take a bit more thought. And while I look at her and I recognize that she is really good, she is not my play style.
I think she could be your play style, though, because she could take all the Order cards you like and also shoot things at range. So she's Sigurith at range
with more flexibility.
with more spells. I don't know. She's pretty good. I'm getting pretty jazzed up about it right now. Actually, I'm about to do a
she's so fun to play.
Yeah, I'm about to do a full 180 and take this to JCon instead. Actually,
yeah, Mondriel's really fun to play. I just feel bad playing her. She's not a fun person to play when you're teaching somebody how to play the game, because her entire theme is shut down.
Yeah.
Listen, Nick, you're a savage with whatever you play, so I wouldn't worry about that.
I try not to. Yeah, well, I really don't want to.
Nick's a savage demo player.
Well, since we're doing just some basics here, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next seeker, which is Ingor and the Effigy of Chaos. I hate this guy.
How much all these are good.
I'm just going to throw that out there. I hate this guy.
You hate
not
Ingor?
Because he's not good. Yeah, he is really, really good. I just hate what he does to me.
Savannah beat you up with it. Yeah, so 3 accuracy. Again, another 5/3 damage. He's also got range, 6 inches, 6 speed, low defense, 12 is pretty low.
Yeah.
Only 16 health. So like, you gotta be careful with Ingor. You can't be not a melee character.
Yeah, he's one of the seekers that we definitely talk about. You don't always bring him out, especially immediately, because like Sigurith, you build around her. Londriel, you build around her. Like they are a centerpiece of your warband. Ingor is just a support piece in his own deck. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. It's not a character you want to risk losing.
He's not your front line.
I think it really depends. Actually, is what 4 relics get pulled to on top, and then like, are any of those really going to boost Ingor? And if not, like you can probably wait. You can wait.
He costs 10 echo. You can wait until like turn 2 or 3 when you start getting your echo generation up, and you can bring him in more easily. He does have Essence Binder, so it also depends on who your opponent is, because if you're playing against like Thundersteps or another Ingor that are going to be, or Morida, somebody who's going to have like cheaper, easier to kill units, maybe bring Ingor out and try to get him a relic that increases his range so that he can snipe a couple things, get that echo.
Yes. And then Death's Whisper, which is pretty great. Whenever a unit within 6 inches is defeated, look at the top card of your deck. You may place it on the bottom of your deck. I think that plays into the legacy. What's the legacy called?
Legacy is called Effigy of Chaos. And you're exactly right. It's exactly sets up how you use his legacy.
Yeah.
So I'll take it from here. So Chaotic Impulse. Whenever a defeated unit enters your discard pile, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a spell, you may play it. Otherwise, discard it. And so if something dies within 6 of Ingor, you look at the top part of your deck, you can keep it or put it on the bottom, and then you trigger the Chaotic Impulse, so you can immediately flip either that same card because you want to play it, or the next card. And then Cursed Resolve is whenever you discard a card, you gain 2 echo. And so this is a really strong way for Ingor to build up his echo. You throw some cheap units out that you're okay with dying, let them die, flip the top part of your deck. Sometimes, even if it's a spell, like on round 1 or 2, you might just discard it to get the echo.
Yeah.
But you fill your deck with, channel spells. You almost don't want to run Swift spells with Ingor because the timing is so important on Swift spells. There's some that work no matter what, but there's some that just don't make sense when you trigger Effigy of Chaos. I'd be curious to see, Seize the Initiative, if that would work with Effigy of Chaos. There's no reason it wouldn't work. It's just kind of weird in the middle of an activation to be like, oh, I take initiative now.
Gosh, I love that card. Ingor's awesome. Easy to play.
He caused me a great deal of pain in the 2v2 game that we had on the stream.
Yeah, he's risky. He's like a high risk, high reward player because you're relying on top decking some spells that can really help turn the game in your favor, which you have no control over, and then you also rely on your units to die, which gives your opponent mastery and reduces your ability to be on the table. So it's a weird combination of trying to play off of sacrificing your own units at the right time to top deck a spell that is going to be good for you in that moment.
She's also got access to some really cool units. Like she's the only person to take the boar right now, right?
Right.
Yeah, the boar is awesome because it can run across the board, contest a relic,
They're so
and then
funny.
blow up, and just cause damage and chaos. They're like 2 points too, or something crazy.
Yeah, they're 2 mastery, 8 speed. They only have 6 health, but they do 3 damage and they blow up. So you just
they're not there to soak damage.
Yep,
they're great. All right, next.
All right, so next up we have Vorendal.
My boy.
And Vorendal goes with Heartlock.
I've been playing him a lot for my demo games, basically.
Yeah, this is one that I haven't played around with. I don't know.
He's very meh. He's probably the most meh out of all the Seekers. He's really he's even more straightforward than Sigrid, but without the cool ability of Andravon.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him, but I agree. I think he's almost too simple.
He's pretty much a tank.
Right. He just likes to go forward and be a centerpiece. It's just that Sigrid, I think, has access to better tools to build around it than Vorendal does.
The rest of the army builds off Sigrid, but the Heartlock, it's hard to use. I mean, you gotta obviously build your deck specifically for this. Really hard. Let's talk about Vorendal real fast though. The biggest thing is, so he's got 6/3, so 6 damage, 3 grays, 18 health. That's all pretty average. But his big thing is he's got Onslaught. So for 2 action points, he can attack you 3 times. He make 3 separate attacks. That's the big thing. And he's got Aura of Fear 2, so he reduces your accuracy by 2. So that's really helpful. And he's got some built-in regeneration too. But no, the Onslaught it's really fun. If you pair this Onslaught with what was I doing? I was doing something to Ruben where I was able to get a 4th attack. I had some card. I can't remember what it's called though, but it gave me another attack basically. No, it was I had the relic. I had the relic that let me take 2 damage, 3 damage. Yeah, Fang of the Damned. And so I was able to attack him 4 times in a row. It was brutal. But Heartlock, I'll read this. It's a dreadful command. During an ally's activation, whenever you play a damage-dealing spell, a non-seeker, fallen ally you own may perform an attack or a move after that spell resolves, once for each ally per activation. This is so you gotta have fallen units on the board, skeletons, Disgraced Kinship, I think, is a fallen unit.
Yep.
And you gotta play a damage dealing spell. So you gotta have those 2 things happening independently of and it's during your activation, so it can't happen during your opponent's activation. So you can't do something with a swift spell. It's got to be a either a channel or swift on your activation. And then the other thing is he gives Undying Will. So fallen allies you own gain persist 1, and persist is, and when you take lethal damage, you can exhaust your unit if it's not been played yet and live on 1 health. And this is kind of cool, but a lot of the units already have persist, like the skeletons. But it does give Vorendal persist, and he can live on 1 if he has not activated yet.
I feel like the issue with persist is just that once you've already expended that, then okay, now I'm going to have my little chump guy here go ahead and finish the job.
Mm-hmm.
It can be, but it's also because you're playing a lot, if you can get a lot of fallen like swarming going on, it helps you with the action economy, because every unit only gets 2 actions. So if you're forcing your opponent to spend another action to kill that guy, if it's Vorondal, it doesn't matter. I'll take that action any day of the week to get the kill on the Seeker.
Yeah.
But when it's like a disgraced kinship,
I've been doing this to like
or
block paths, like because it locks up the enemy, and so they can't do anything or like can't move through that that skeleton that's like still there.
yeah, and especially on things like Flesh Rippers that are already so tanky and hard to kill, and when they die, they explode. Just having them sit there and be like, "Oh, and I'm going to put to 1," and then on your turn, it's already exhausted, but you can play a damage dealing spell that then allows you to attack with a Flesh Ripper, and the Flesh Ripper hits, he heals himself.
Yeah.
Which I think can trigger during its own. I think it triggered during its own. Check that.
Flesh Ripper.
Whenever it scores a hit that deals damage, it recovers 2 health.
Yeah.
Yep. So
energy drain.
You can play these spell cards to get them their free attacks or get them free moves after they've been exhausted with the persist. So you have a lot of versatility and flexibility with them. I think Vorndal doesn't see a lot of play because other Seekers are so fun to play. But there's definitely a really good kit there.
Because you can take all the
He's just not exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing crazy in his a lot of the Seekers are boosted by their legacy, and this legacy doesn't really boost you.
No, it boosts your deck. But then if you're playing like Fallen Swarm, why don't you play Ingor or Griza or Morida?
Right.
Right.
So, I still like Born. I still like him. I like the Onslaught.
Yeah.
Next
I kind of want to try him
out. What I've got here is Griza.
And speaking of,
Griza's legacy is Arenev.
Irenev, yeah.
I hope I pronounced that right. That's kind of
we don't know.
Yeah. Words are hard, okay? This is actually one that I'm excited about. I've actually put together a deck for this.
Griza is probably, I don't know, my Morta deck is really popping off. I'm really loving it. But Griza is probably my favorite Seeker otherwise.
The only complaint that I have is that there aren't enough spirits.
You take all the good ones. It doesn't matter. You got enough.
Don't worry. There's enough. Read this card. Go.
So, Spirit Master, 1 AP, another spirit ally within 6 inches performs a melee attack using this unit's attack, damage, and abilities instead of its own, which is pretty frigging awesome. And then Soul Sacrifice. During this unit's activation, whenever you play a spell, you may deal damage to this unit equal to that spell's cost instead of spending Echo. So you've got essentially an Echo battery. It's 4 attack, 5 damage, 3 damage on a graze, no range, but movement of 6, which is good. 16 defense, which is solid. A little bit light on the health with 14, but not horrible,
Yep. Yeah, and for the most part, you're going to keep Griza back behind a wall of spirits. So you usually don't get him hit.
Right.
Obviously, things happen. But yeah, Griza is so strong because you don't have to expose him to get the full power of his attack.
No.
And then when you equip him with anything, you can then that Spirit Master ability carries that ability into the fight. Yeah, it's great. There's so many good spirits in the game right now.
Yeah.
Between both of the tragedies are good. You have the Armored Revenants are good because they have counterattack and you put them in front of you and you have to get through them. You have Effer is a strong, big, tanky spirit.
The Sunsetter. Yeah.
Which one?
Effer the Sunsetter, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
something like that.
The unfortunate thing is that there's one spirit that can't go in the deck that really needs to.
You'd be okay with Adam.
Yeah, listen. You only need like
and and thrice murdered.
thrice murdered. That's the one. But oh my gosh, the legacy, the last whale. This thing gets me every time. It's so annoying.
It's
Especially
beautiful.
when you
It is
combo this
absolutely
with
friggin' beautiful.
disgrace kinship with onslaught for 2 AP, because the last whale, whenever a spirit ally you own is defeated, before removing it from the battlefield, you may have it perform an action that costs up to 2 AP. Oh my gosh.
You do have to have an Umberland Lantern on your kinships.
Yes. That is a very important detail. However, I have played against Griza with people with disgrace kinships 3 times now, and each time, every one of them has pulled off putting an Umberland Lantern on disgrace kinship, which is pretty crazy.
It's a good combo. It's a really scary combo. And the second part of his legacy?
Whenever one or more
Essence
allies you
burst.
own recover health from a spell that you play, deal damage equal to that spell's cost to one enemy engaged with one of those allies. So yeah, I'm going to throw heal spells, and then I'm going to smack you for it.
Yeah. It's Griza's so fun to play.
Yeah,
you never run out of options.
I'm trying to think. There's a card. It's like a deal card. Either you get to deal 5 damage to each enemy, and then you get to heal one of your enemies.
It's
something like that.
Dilemma of Fate.
Dilemma of Fate. Because then, if they pick the heal and Essence Burst, they get the heal and you get to damage their units.
Yep.
Well, then there's
so
also
like no matter
another
what, you're
spell
taking
that
the
lets you defeat one enemy, one of your pieces, in order to heal another one, and okay, I'm going to defeat it, get an attack out of that, and then heal and deal damage to something over here too.
Yeah, there's like I said, every spell in your deck can just be used all the time with Griza, because like sometimes, even with like Sigurith, you have the option to discard cards when you don't really need them. I feel like Thundersteps, I feel like Vorendal, you kind of get stuck with the cards. You're like, I really just don't have a good opportunity to use this spell, and you can't really do anything else with it. There's so many spells that heal and that work with Griza's kit that you're always just every turn being like, I'm gonna play that, I'm gonna play that, and I can just use Griza's hit points as echo. So you're not sitting there going like, well, can I afford to spend that? It's like, yeah, I can, because I'm gonna heal Griza and he's gonna do damage from Essence Burst.
The biggest problem that I had was building a deck that was only 30 cards.
Well, it doesn't have to be 30.
I like to put like 40 cards in my decks.
Yeah.
You can go all the way up to 50.
Yeah, but man,
I don't advise it.
No. I mean, I've played enough Magic to know the probability of drawing the card that you want when you want to draw it just gets really bad the more cards you add in there.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So you definitely want to keep it at 30. I'm just saying.
That's why you have a side deck of 7 cards, so you have things to deal with other things. But you put like Valkyra's Priest in there to get you more echo. You have access to all the Legion spells and all the Order spells, which there's a ton of really good spells in both of those factions.
Yeah, so healing and then shields and damage.
The current build that I was looking at didn't have the lanterns in there. I'm not sure what you were looking at for those, so now I'm going to have to go back and examine and figure out what the plot was.
Yeah. I only put them because I would take Disgrace Kinships. If you don't take any non-spirits, they're less important, unless you really want to get phasing on like your Armored Revenant or something.
Yeah, there's the thing. I don't know that I took any non-spirits in.
Right. Yeah. So I don't think my Griza deck actually had. I think I had like 1 or 2 kinships and then like 1 or 2 lanterns. And it was just kind of like just in case. It's when they pop off, it's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 points or something like that. 2 or 3 points.
Yeah. 3 points for the kinship, 2 for the lantern. Or 3 for the
3 for the lantern. I know it's 3 for the lantern.
And now, when your disgraced kinship dies, the lantern points don't cost. Should we do? An update came out. An update came out
on Friday. This past Friday.
Yeah, mastery. When you kill the unit, with a item attached. I used to get the mastery for the item, and now it's you just get the mastery for the unit. No
Yeah.
item to try and
It's a
encourage more
big-
item use.
That's a big bump to Auric decks and to just if you want to use the items.
Yeah.
Because that was the big thing was just like, well, do I want to put a 3 cost on a 3, that your kinship now becomes worth 6 points.
Right.
And it's going to die eventually. It's not that tough.
Yeah, it's like your plan is for it to die. So that's awesome. All right, what's next? Who do you got next?
Well, we are halfway through, and I don't think we're going to get through the whole list if we do that. So
Yeah,
let's go ahead and save the next half for next week.
Okay.
But
A teaser.
sorry, I didn't
Next
hear what
week.
you said there.
Oh, I said it's a teaser.
Yeah, teaser. But out of the ones that we have looked at, let's go ahead and give them tier values.
Tier values. Oh man.
Oh man.
So we start with
pretty good.
Sigrid.
A tier.
A tier, solid A.
That's what I was leaning to. I lean towards S because I play her, but on the other hand, I think there are some other tricks there that are more valuable. Laundriel.
A tier.
Is she better than Sigrid though? We're talking about just the seeker or like the full deck? Like
the Seeker
options?
and the Seeker and the
Seeker.
Legacy together.
Seeker and Legacy together. Ooh. Just Laundriel, Seeker, and Legacy. I would actually almost say B tier.
Ooh, really? Wow.
Because I think Laundriel relies more than Sigrid on the rest of her deck supporting her.
Okay, is that how we're thinking about this? Okay.
Well, that's why I'm like, do we think about that? Because
I'll do
we're going
that.
to get to
Well,
Ingor. in a minute.
I think you do have to consider. I think my argument is that you have to consider how difficult is the deck to build.
Mhm.
You know, how important are making the right choices in building the deck to being successful. And I think
These are a lot of constraints.
she requires a little bit more thought in putting together her deck than Sigrid would.
Yeah, Sigrid,
I'll
you
agree
can kind
with
of just take all the order cards, shuffle them up, and then deal them out, and take 30 cards at random, and it'll probably be fine.
Okay. Fine. I'll say B tier. I'll agree. Okay. What's next?
Okay, so Ingor.
Ingor.
Ooh.
It's hard.
Ooh,
It's hard. I love Ingor. If you're taking his whole again as a seeker, he's like C tier. He is not very impressive on his own, but his legacy.
You just said you wanted me to take all this into account.
Right. So if we do that, then I think he's B tier. But then we get in the situation where it's like it's hard to say are any of these seekers really that bad if you have the flexibility of the rest of their deck.
Here's the problem. None of these are bad. None of these are
Right.
bad. So we can't so when if we say something's like F tier, it's not trash. It's just F tier in comparison to Griza.
Yeah, I think this is one of the really great things about the design of the game is just that everything is doable, at least at this point. There's nothing that seems like it overpowers everything else. I think some things are easier to play, easier to build than others.
I'm gonna say final. I'm gonna say Ingor's a C tier because his deck does rely on a little bit of luck and randomness, and you walk a fine line with not giving away too much material in order to trigger your legacy, while also getting to use your legacy effectively.
Let's say C tier is average.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'll say it's C tier.
I definitely think if he's not a good first seeker, if you're brand new to the game,
I don't think any of the mixed ones are good first seekers.
Right. I think you start with Sigrid or Thundersteps if you're brand new to the game.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
And I actually was leaning towards B tier, but that's just my thoughts, and that's kind of also post-traumatic stress after facing off against
I say you had
having a really bad experience against that.
Yeah. I've seen Ingor not pop off, just as easily. But yeah, moving on.
So next up, we've got
You
Vorendal
muted
and
Garrett.
Heartlock.
You muted.
I'm
What?
not muted.
Were you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I thought you were saying something.
No,
No.
I was trying not to make too many noises. Listen,
Oh,
F tier.
gotcha.
F tier. Not because he's bad, just because he's not. He's at the
Fun.
lowest. He's on the lowest rung. He's just a guy with a sword.
So next up, we've got Vorendal with Heartlock, and I would go C tier
F-tier.
on this one.
F tier. F tier.
I'm feeling D tier.
Don't-
I'm
don't
not going
bump
to give
him
him
to
an
D.
F.
Don't bump him to D. No.
I think we got to save F tier for a very specific seeker.
So D is in between me and Garrett, and has your vote. So I guess we place it at D.
I get where you're coming from on F tier, but he's not bad. Like Vorendal himself can wallop.
He doesn't do anything. He's
can kill
just a
things.
guy. Like, he doesn't really even have a legacy. Okay? I'm saying it. I don't. It's not fantastical. It's
You know,
just a thing.
Garrett is selling me more on that F tier because he doesn't really synergize well with his legacy. I don't think.
No. And Legion is in a hard spot. With again, I've been playing a lot of Mord. I've been playing a lot of Legion.
It's not
pretty much.
a hard spot. All the units are great. They work
That's what I was
great
gonna
with
say.
other seekers.
I'm thinking of like the spell, like the support. Again, it goes back to the thing I said before. Why don't you just play one of the other seekers?
Right.
Yeah.
But we're getting a booster pack soon. Maybe
Soon.
it'll boost him up. Give me some new fallen units to use his legacy with. Right?
So
Yeah.
finally, we are looking at Griza.
S tier.
S tier.
No,
Yeah,
he is.
I could be biased.
He's peak. His
He's-
legacy and each of his abilities are like game breaking. Like they not game breaking as it breaks the game, but are OP, but they break fundamental parts of how the game works.
Yeah, I feel like every game I played as Griza, I had a ton of fun, and you just felt like you were constantly doing something. Like you were constantly using the legacy, you were constantly using the tools in your deck to just keep pushing. Like everything synergizes with each other. You can build a deck where everything just meshes.
Yeah, you're never out of echo. You're never out of range. And you're never out of attacks.
Yep. Yeah, Grease is a ton of fun to play.
It's crazy.
It's just,
Now, I will say he's somewhat difficult to play. Again, I wouldn't say he's a good first seeker.
We got to know how the game functions to take advantage
Right.
of everything.
But like once you do, because he plays in that kind of Order and Legion where you are gonna sacrifice your own stuff at the right moment. But with all the Order, like that was what made my deck was so fun to play. It was because you had these cheap spirits that you could keep alive with all the healing spells and protection spells, and then like when your opponent finally kills them, you're just like, okay, that was 3 points.
And last wave.
And then last whale, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just you get so much out of it.
Trained to
yeah,
stop.
I really do want to try it. Although I still feel like I need to continue working on my my Sigrith deck because I think I have a really good base on that.
You're about to get some more units too. Booster packs coming.
Yeah, I'm excited for the booster packs. I'm hoping maybe Gen Con will hear something.
Listen, I'm gonna. Yeah, it's got to be right. Biggest event of the year. Let's do it.
Well, and I know we were talking about the cards and stuff. We didn't really talk about the lore.
So we ain't got time for this.
But
No,
we
we're
ain't got time.
we're pretty much at our
different
time
show,
here
Nick.
for the evening. But
I do want to say though, if anybody watching, anybody listening, the Malediction community is like super engaging. You can reach out to the Discord and go find like tons of people to talk about this game all the time. The lore is such a fun rabbit hole. If you are into any of like the dark fantasy, any of the vibes of this game, go check it out. The lore primer's free. All of these like lore articles are free.
Well, see, there's a really
You
good
know,
reason for that, and I just recently found out what that reason was. Um, for fans of Dragonlance, Tracy Hickman was involved with this game, and Tracy Hickman was one of the authors for the Dragonlance series. So really, really great at doing fantasy writing.
This game is full of heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Back at the production studio, lots of talent. But Nick, plug our podcast. Some handsome studs do a podcast on this. A lore podcast. It's called Into the Malediction.
There is a lore podcast, Into the Malediction, where you can listen to some familiar voices talk about the lore of Malediction in greater detail.
Extreme detail. Too much detail.
We don't talk about the cards at all.
No,
right.
That's not true.
Well, with that, I am going to say good night to you fellas. Just a reminder, we will not be playing on Thursday. My work schedule has kind of screwed that up. They may be playing, we just won't have a stream.
We got to get ready for Gen Con.
Yeah.
We got to get ready.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye, everybody.
All right, take care, guys. And with that, I am going to go ahead and say goodnight to you guys again. I apologize. It looks like my image is still frozen here, so I'm just going to cut me off of there. Unfortunately, my work schedule is preventing me from being able to do a stream this coming Thursday. So we won't have one then, but we will have one the following Thursday. We will be sticking with Malediction for the time being. So I hope you'll join us when we come back online, and I hope you have a great